Welcome to Up the Villa podcast. If you are new to our channel, subscribe. We're close to 6,000 subscribers now, so your help would be absolutely massive to get us over the line. Drop this video a like and get involved in the comment section on your thoughts with Aston Villa versus Watford. I know a lot of you did with the fan cams, but we're going to go into a little bit more detail here now. So Roy Hodgson, he's got his first win for Watford against Aston Villa. His run continues. He's won his most games in his managerial career against Aston Villa. Oh, where do we go from here? Oh, I'm still not over it. I've got Justin with me today. So we'll go into a bit of detail with it as well. So Justin, what did you make of the starting 11 to start with?
I was very surprised, shocked really, I think, because we'd sort of seen the way he reacted after the Newcastle game, and we've seen what he was saying in the week, and then he decided to just leave Ollie Watkins out, which I couldn't really believe, to be honest, because I think Watkins would have been seen as I felt Watkins was really a bit of a scapegoat, really, being left out like that, because there's at least 3 or 4 others that easily could have been left out. On top of it, sorry, is my internet really bad?
No, it's fine.
I really thought that you could have made a case for at least 4 of the others to be left out. I think Matty Cash, as we spoke last week, Douglas Luiz, John McGinn, I expected all of them to be left out, and I think what he's done is he's bottled it a little bit, because I think it was his chance to really stamp his authority all over this squad and the game, because the performances have been poor. He's the manager. He's pretty new into the job, and somebody's got to stamp the authority to say that's not good enough. And regardless of who you are and how important you think you are to the team, the manager's there to make the big decisions, and he didn't yesterday. He gave them all another chance. I don't know why. I really don't know why, because during the game, he took 2 of those players off. So, they didn't even prove him right by starting him, did they? They would have all been looking over the shoulders at how they played the last few weeks. I think they'd have all been... It sounds like he's had a one-to-one with them in the week, and they've all promised him that won't happen again. That, I will up my levels. I promise that the things will be different on Saturday. And they haven't. So they've made him look a fool, and we'll go into the formation in a bit, but as far as personnel goes, I think he got it massively wrong yesterday. I think he missed a trick. It was his chance to really, rattle a few of them and shake a few feathers and get into him, and he hasn't. And they've let him down massively. I think he would be bitterly disappointed watching that game yesterday after giving them all another chance, the way they've repaid him by putting in an absolutely shocking performance again.
Yeah. I mean, we've had 60% possession, 550 passes, 84% pass accuracy. Buendia created his most chances he's created for Villa in the Premier League, and I think in the Premier League in general, he's created 5 chances. But for me, we're hearing from the fans now, is it the system? Is it the players? Now, I was at the game against Newcastle, and I did think yesterday we did look slightly better with the ball. Now, whether we were doing anything with it or whether we were creating clear-cut chances, we had 19 shots on goal yesterday and 1 on target, which I'm not saying is great, but with the ball possession-wise, before we got to the 18-yard box, I'd say it was better than Newcastle. So there was a slight reaction in which we did look slightly better with the ball. And I know we were still crap, but in that aspect, I thought we were better. Now, where my problem lies with this team at the minute is this system, for me, is not working. The reason why I don't think it's working is because during the game, we're having periods where we are sliced open, and it's so bad. I think we're asking McGinn and Ramsey to drop deep again. That's not working, because if you're thinking about it now, when our fullbacks are bombing forward, we're asking 2 or 3 midfielders to sit deeper. So all you've got in the box is Ollie Watkins, Emi Buendia and Coutinho. Where are the runners from midfield? We don't have any. So I'm going to go to this slide now, and this was Watford's first big chance of the game. And I want you Villa fans to see what the shape of our team looked like. So I'm going to go to the slide now. So we've just been on an attack here, and we've lost the ball in this corner here where the tunnel is. They've done a nice little flick. Now, Douglas Luiz here has to win this ball. If Douglas Luiz doesn't win this ball, look at the shape of our team. We've got Matty Cash down here. He's got, I think that must be Sarr. So Sarr's running on him. We've got John McGinn tucking in at that right back role again. Douglas Luiz has to win this challenge, and he doesn't. Right? So I'll go on to the next one. Next one. He doesn't win this challenge here. Now, look at the shape of the team again. We've got Cash here. McGinn's coming deeper again. Now, look. Justin, what are you making of this here?
It's what we've said for weeks. Yeah.
Where's McGinn?
Watching this,
not even in the right back role.
No. It's unreal, isn't it? It's what we've said for weeks. If the more these games happen, the more we play like this, the more I feel sorry for our centre halves, because they've just been left hung out to dry all the time. It's no wonder they make mistakes, because they're under that much pressure. It's a two-man back line, isn't it? That's what it is. You got your full-backs playing as wingers, and all you're doing then is relying on your eights to come and cover. I mean, for me, in a back four, your full-back's first job is to defend. And if they can get forward and help out, then that's great. That's an additional bonus, isn't it? To the right back and the left back, in the old sense of a back four. But we're playing them as wing backs, but without the third centre half. It makes no sense to me, because even like we showed yesterday, a very, very poor Watford team exposed us 3 or 4 times in that game playing this way. What are the top sides going to do? Just what will Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal to a point? Wolves in a few weeks. I mean, look at that. Just cut, literally. We're just getting cut wide open. You got Cash there, bombing back, trying to get back.
This system would work if you had 3 very, very good central midfielders like Liverpool. If it would work a treat, but we're asking our fullbacks to do too much, and I don't think they can do it. I really don't. And I mean, that's the massive chance. And Martinez pulls off like a fantastic save, right? Brilliant save. Right, let's go to the next one. This next one is their goal, basically. So this is their goal. So it doesn't start here. It comes over to the side closest to Luca Dean here. But again, look, it's a 3-on-3. Do you know what I mean? We've got Chambers running back. Ashley Young running back, McGinn running back, middle of the pitch, no midfield, right? They've got 4 players here closing in on this here, and then we're having to adjust our shape, and it's just not settled, is it? And this was the lead up to the goal, and the ball comes in, it runs across Ashley Young, and it's poor defending by Young, isn't it, at the back post? And the very last one. So we're 1-0 down now, and here's another one. 3-on-3. Luca Dean on the halfway line. Ashley Young just in front of the halfway line.
Look who's covering there. Look who's in the left back slot. That's Ramsey, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like Ramsey, but it's not Luca Dean. That's
no,
for sure.
Luca Dean's on the halfway line here.
Your two fullbacks there. I mean, this is what I said last week when we did the predicted lineup, which we've been totally shafted by the manager about. I said Callum Chambers should be playing in that number 6 role, and I will, in that team and in that squad, the players we currently have, for me, Callum Chambers, realistically, in playing the way we do, playing the way he wants to do, which looks like he's not going to change it because he seems to be stubbornly set on it. If you're playing a natural centre half there that can also play in midfield, he's more likely to drop into the back 3. This is what I was saying on Thursday, I think, when we did that one. So he's going to be more rigid in that role. He's going to be more likely when your fullbacks go forward, he just drops back in 10 yards. The 2 others space out, so you've got 3 at the back there. So at least you've got a little bit more of the cover for when they break on you. But like going back to that first slide, Douglas Luiz, when he goes out to try and engage with the player who's breaking, that's where you've got to be a bit more clever. That's where they've got to, if we are going to overcommit the way we are with the fullbacks, then you've got to tell you sometimes you're going to make a tactical foul there. So you take everyone out there, look, Douglas. You don't just try and dangle your foot, because the players in this league, they can do you, can't they?
Yeah.
So, he goes out there. I mean, that's a 50-50. Yeah, look at that. He just dangles his foot. He turns him inside and then he's gone. And we should know, or we should be drilled now in the week to be saying, look, because we're overcommitting, because that's the way we want to play, our midfielders have got to sometimes take one for the team there. So take them all out. Just get a foul. High up the pitch, it doesn't really matter.
I feel like here, though, I feel like we're living on the edge.
Yeah.
And I think my main point of what I'm trying to make it's not controlled. We're not in control of this system. And I feel like it gets away from us too often. And we turned and the whole shape of the team just disappears. There's no structure. There's nothing about this now that has me thinking we're in control and we can usher this. I just don't get it. I really don't get it.
I was sitting watching it for the first half, and all we do and all we're good at the moment is we knock the ball along the back four. Mings knocks it to Chambers. Chambers knocks it to Cash. Cash knocks it back to Chambers, back to Mings, back to Dean. Ramsey might get it, and then it goes back again. We're okay at doing that. But the minute we try and go progressive forward, I think 2 or 3 times we broke the lines with passes. And we did create 1 or 2 things. First 20 minutes, Ings looked like he was doing what I was praying Aston would do, which just play off the last defender and just stay in the box. That's what I asked for this week, and he did it. And we got him through once. I don't know whether that might have been ruled offside. It looked a tight one. Should he have scored? He didn't. He hit the post. And then 1 or 2 other times when we were trying to slide him through, we looked a bit of a threat there. But that only happened, once or twice in that first half, and we didn't do it enough. It's too laboured, the build-up play. It's just very bitty. He's been here now quite a few weeks. He's had a lot of game time. We've had this 3-week break to try and drill him into how he wants to play, and it's not working. He's got to take a look at it, because for me, another key element of the way he wants to play is you need a forward that can hold the ball up, because you want to get people up around him. You want to get fullbacks high up the pitch. Unless you get the ball up to your front man and he holds it up for at least 5 or 10 seconds to allow players to get forward and to allow the midfield to sort of support and get past him, then it's going to keep breaking down. We found that against Newcastle. Ollie Watkins just could not hold that ball up. So we was trying to. So naturally, our fullbacks are practically on the halfway line. So when it gets up there, you've got to hold on to it to allow everybody time to get up with him. And it doesn't. It breaks down. They break quickly on us. Fullbacks are out of position. Number 8s are trying to cover. Leaves a gaping hole in the middle of the park for the midfield just to waltz through. And then the defenders, the 2 centre halves, are just left totally high and dry. And we're getting done. I'm sorry, Watford did well yesterday, but they're a poor side. Newcastle, still a poor side. Yes, they've signed people. Leeds, missing most of their best players. And we've been barring 20 minutes against Leeds, we've been pretty shit for 3 games now, and it's very concerning.
Do you think he's tried to tweak this system?
No,
you don't.
Do you think he did yesterday?
No. I mean, from when he first came in, when it was sort of working.
I don't know, because when he first came in, we was looking at it and we didn't really understand it. I don't think like we do now.
From what I remember, I sort of remembered the 3 central midfielders fanning across the width of the pitch.
Yeah,
that's what I remembered most. And now it just feels like we're sort of pulling them more, and we're moving them, and I don't know.
We're not tactical geniuses, are we? I've never done coaching badges. All I'm going off is whatever it is, 35, 40 years watching football, and I can see the problems in this team. You can see the problems in this team. 95% of the fan base are watching on a Saturday can see the problems with this team. That Your midfield is non-existent because they're having to do jobs that isn't their jobs, and the fullbacks are just bombing too far forward, and it's leaving gaping gaps behind them. That's great if you're Man City and you've got 95% possession and you never lose the ball, and that's fine. But we're not, are we? We're not Man City. We don't keep the ball for that long periods of time. You know, we make mistakes and we're getting punished. Yes, we had loads of shots yesterday, 19, and the finishing was poor. You know, and we can improve there, but that's not why we're losing games now. We're losing games because we're just, you know, the players that are playing this way, they're not playing well either. The players that are not in form, we said it 2 weeks ago, they're just not in form. John McGinn, he ran around yesterday like a you know, a nutter. He put some great tackles in. He chased back a couple of times in the first half and covered really well. You know, and that's the old John McGinn. But if I'm honest, I think his quality on the ball, he's quite poor. His passing was poor yesterday. He passed the ball, 2 or 3 times in the first half when he had an easy pass on, and he passed the ball straight out of play. You know, so I don't know what's going on with him. Douglas Luiz, and he's leaving out. You know, this isn't a hammer job, a hatchet job at any of these players. You know, they're all individually good players on the day, but there's players that just simply are not in good form. And if the manager can't see that and take them out, that's a worry, that's a concern. I mean, Morgan Sanson might as well just go back to wherever he's living and pack his bags and go back to France, because he's not going to get a chance. If he can't get a chance yesterday from the start, I thought he should have had a start yesterday, but he didn't even come off the bench. So, you know, he must be just thinking, forget this. He just tell his agent, he'll just tell his agent, get me a move in the summer, you know, I'm done here, which he is. And the kids that are on the bench now, that, you know, Chukwuemeka, Eric Boonham, Ben Christine was on the bench, right? He's a left back, but you know, these players. Then we're getting to the point now. We're looking over our shoulders in the league, so it's not going to be that far along if we keep losing games where he's not going to want to throw the kids in, because we're going to need a result soon if we're not careful to keep us away from that bottom sort of 3. There is a bit of a gap still, but we can't rely on that. You know, we've got Brighton and Southampton next 2, and they look now very, very difficult games. You know, I'm the most positive Villa fan out there. You know, and I think we're going to be struggling to get a result in either of them, playing like we are. So something's got to change this week, which we said last week. So for me, he's got to change either. I think he's got to change the formation. If I'm honest, I don't think it suits.
Yeah.
us.
So let's go on to what we think needs to change then. So I would now say, and I would say we need to sacrifice a number 10. I think a number 10 needs to come out that team, and I think we should go 4-2-3-1. That's it. I think at the minute we're so narrow up front that those 2 10s, even those 2 10s, they're not working either. So I would drop another one in midfield. What are you saying, Justin?
I think he tried that, didn't he, when he put Watkins on? I mean, that was just a strange substitution as well, because it was almost like, because he was the only one that was left out, that he probably promised him, oh, you'll get on first, don't worry. But the position he put him in isn't his natural position. I mean, how many times are we going to go down the Ings and Watkins route that just don't work together? And he played him left of the 3 behind Ings, didn't he? I don't know. I really don't know. Look, I mean, we've got most of the personnel we had under Dean Smith, and you know, at times the way he played worked very well. I just think he's got to stop this. We've got to become hard to beat now. I think in the next 2, you know, going to Brighton is going to be really tough. So, Conser's back. You know, if he's going to stick with his position, Luiz comes out for me. Chambers comes in. I think that's the last chance in this the way he plays to give it a go. Stop the fullbacks bombing on forward. Rely on your attacking midfielders and your number 10s to create. And yes, if one of, I think it's okay to let one of them go forward. If we're attacking down the right, then Cash can go and support, because Chambers just sits in. You've still got your back 4 more or less with Dean not getting forward. But to have them both bombing on at the same time is suicidal. You know, and we're going to know, the oppositions are going to know. They're going to just think, well, that's fine. Just wait for the gaps to appear, and we'll exploit the gaps. So I think he's got to rein in the fullbacks. He's got to play Chambers in the 6. You know, is Sanson going to get a game? I don't know. You know, I think McGinn probably needs leaving out and resting, or whatever you want to call it. Ramsey was okay yesterday. He wasn't, you know, he tried to drive forward 2 or 3 times. But just to shake it up and put a few of these players in that aren't getting games. We haven't got that many options off the bench if you look at it. I mean, Traore and Bailey, you know, I know a lot of fans aren't big fans of either of those because they're a bit flaky and they're in and out and but could it be time to give them a run and play, like you say, 4-2-3-1 and stick 1-10 in, which you would probably say out of the two. I don't know, either of them. Buendia's played well for us this season. Coutinho's obviously a world-class player, so probably he would get the nod just about to play in that 10 role. And then play the two wingers as wingers, if you like, in that three, play them a bit wider. So play a diamond in midfield, play Chambers, 2 eights, whoever that is, Chukwuemeka, Sanson, Ramsey or McGinn, pick 2 out of them. Play Coutinho in the 10 at the front of the diamond, and then almost front 3 of whoever's in the 9. Pick the both in poor form, and chuck the 2 wingers on. That's the other option we've got now. Pachore can't be that far away. Bailey's played a few minutes now. It's a bit of a Hail Mary because neither of them have played much, have they? And neither of them have shown a lot. They're like they're what's it players, aren't they? They're sort of luxury players, aren't they? And when they're on it, they look brilliant, but 99% of the time they're a bit in and out. So it is a bit of a risky move. Otherwise, just shore it up, play a more defensive-minded 4 in the middle. I don't know. It's so worrying and so
It's baffling, isn't it? You don't know what to say because
a conundrum, isn't it?
I mean, last week was bad, and you try and think of the positives. We're going to come back. We're going to have this reaction. We're going to do this. We're going to do that, and then we've come back against Watford. And I'm looking at some of the things he said. He said we've had a real honest conversation with the players. We need to wake up fast because our recent performances are way short of what we need to move up the table. We've had 19 shots at goal today and have managed 1 on target. And that, for me, tells it's a quality issue.
I don't think it is a quality issue. I think it's a form issue.
That's what I mean. You can't tell us it's a quality issue when you've got players like Buendia, Coutinho, Ramsey, who's been in decent form scoring. It's not easy.
No,
we haven't lost the game. We haven't lost that. Well, we have lost the game because we ain't scored, but that wasn't why we lost, in my opinion. It was everything else.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's a haphazard system, isn't it? Yeah, we're all over the shop at the moment, and it's just I don't know what I don't want to say they're not buying into it because they're playing it. Do they like it? I don't think they like the system. They're not. It doesn't look comfortable to any of them. I hate, and I've hated it for weeks, sitting up there watching John McGinn playing basically as a right back. What's the point? He's not a right back. I mean, he's absolutely sensational for Scotland, John McGinn.
But
and if it was an international break, he plays further forward in basically in the 10
hold on a minute. On the 60th minute, when we started ringing those changes, where did he play? Defensive midfield.
Yeah, drops him into the 6.
He's going.
But neither of our managers this season. Yeah, Smith wouldn't play him there either, would they? I don't know why. Yeah, the international manager, international level, playing against good teams. He doesn't play against mugs. He's played some really good sides. I've watched him play for Scotland against some good teams, and he's put in some phenomenal performances in that role. Yet neither of his club managers see him as anybody that can go forward. He scored some bangers for us, and when he's a bit further forward, he's great in the box because he's tricky. He can go past somebody. So why won't they play him there?
Well,
I don't know.
Okay, Palace away.
Baffling. It's totally baffling.
Palace away. He got the winner, edge of the box. The friendly against Mulder the other week, another banger top corner. I don't know.
Watching? What's the watching? I don't. It's very worrying and very concerning. Gerrard ain't going anywhere this season. But he's got to turn things around. He's got to at least, the owners and Purslow will be looking to him now to improve this massively because we don't want to go into next season finishing 16th, 17th, having a terrible run. Because for a start they're going to want to, and they've made it clear they want to push on in the summer and buy some better players, and that would have think they'd be hoping to finish in the top 10 so they can attract a better quality of player. What will happen to Coutinho if this form carries on? Is he going to look around and go, this is a big project. This is, it's more, I thought we were further along than we are now. I think I might just knock it on the head. So we'll play teams that are higher up in the league, or foreign teams in sort of other leagues. Look at him in Italian sides, German sides. He did well in Germany, didn't they? Will they come knocking for him, because he's still got the quality? He's proved that already with us. Yeah. But he's just drowning. He's drowning with us at the moment, because the players around him just aren't good enough. They're not showing that they're good enough. They are good enough. I think a lot of them are. I stand by it. There's an 11 there. It's a very good side, but we're swamped and bogged down by this formation that's killing us at the moment. Tactics in the formation are killing us, and it seems to be that the players are starting to get a bit down with it, because they're not performing. So perhaps he needs to sit down with them all and say, we've got to change this. I've got to bite the bullet. He's still early in his managerial career. It worked in Scotland. It's not working in England. So I think he needs to have a meeting with his coaching staff tomorrow morning or today and say, what can we do here? We need a plan B, and we need to implement it right now. Smith did it a couple of times when he changed everything. You've got to have a plan B, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely.
It just doesn't suit the players.
Well, ending on some good news. Cameron Archer, again, bagged the goal. I think Lou Barry scored as well, didn't he? So
Louis Barry did, yeah.
Yeah, so some plus points to end on. But we'll be back in the week for a preview against Brighton, and then plenty more content towards the end of the week as well. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel and get involved. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.